Welcome back to this channel and welcome back to the studio, and I thought it's finally time to start painting again. And I thought to start off with this painting, which I started actually back in 2018. I started this painting in kind of like acrylic pour type of way, wanting to get some flow and splashes naturally in the painting and kind of have that free flowing effect already with the way I painted it, without having to go into too much detail with small brushes, and letting the water and the colors mix in a way that kind of resembles waves. So I started this painting, I think almost like a year ago now. I really wanted to paint this painting first in an abstract way and have all the fun on the canvas with all the splashing and all that, and let the splashes and mixing of the color already create the look of waves and the foam, and then on the abstract base start painting the realistic waves that I see on the photograph. So it's not gonna be the exact replica of the photograph, and actually it's the last painting that I started painting here in the space, and I haven't really painted ever since. I have done some of the painting outdoors and some other projects like the longboards, but I haven't done a good old-fashioned canvas painting here in the space. So let's get back to it. I think it's finally time to bring back all the memories from Bali, from where I actually took this photo, which you can see here, and which is kind of the inspiration for this painting. So let's put on some good music and start painting. So we're back in the studio and it's time for another session, and I was actually really pleased how far I got with the painting with just the first session, and therefore I thought it would be quite cool to show in this video the before and after of each session or each day. So let's start painting and get done with the time lapse. I do like the idea of having the painting as abstract as possible, but still having it look realistic. So I think for me, I still have quite a bit of the realism and perfectionism in me, and therefore I want to at least go over the whole painting at least once with doing all the parts of the painting more detailed, and usually I even do it a couple of times so that I divide the painting into smaller parts so I wouldn't be overwhelmed by the scale of the painting and have smaller parts to tackle at once. And that's actually something I've used to do ever since I started painting, and later I heard about the Swiss cheese method, which eventually is kind of the same thing. So you basically take a piece of paper, and whenever you have a bigger project that feels something you want to procrastinate on or that feels overwhelming, you just take a piece of paper, divide it into small circles, and in each circle you put a smaller part of the project that you feel is doable, so the big project starts to feel less and less overwhelming. For example, when I'm painting a portrait, there's just all those different parts like left eye, right eye, eyebrows, mouth, neck, hair, whatever. Then instead of feeling overwhelmed by all the parts that I still need to do and finish and perfect, I divide it into different parts and then just start adding details. Therefore, it feels much more easier to do, not so overwhelming when I know that today I will be focusing only on the left eye and try to make it as perfect and detailed as I want to. So it's definitely not something I do in the first phases of painting, because that's when I want to make sure everything is in the right composition and in the right scale. So that's when I focus on the whole painting in the beginning, and when I'm sure that everything looks good, that's when I start getting more into details. And actually here you can see I did kind of the same thing. I decided to kind of resemble the painting here and then just divide it into different parts. For example, this part here is kind of this part here. Then I know that I can focus only on this part, try to add as much details and check it. Otherwise, I will always feel that I can come back to this spot and add and add and add more details and never feel like it gets finished. So that's my method that I've always used for painting to get the overwhelmment off, and turns out it's actually a good time management tip as well. So whatever you're doing in life, if you ever feel overwhelmed, divide the big project into smaller little bites that you're able to tackle daily, rather than feeling that you need to have a big portion of time off, that then you're able to start something big. And you can actually look more into the Alan Laken Swiss cheese method or process. I actually haven't ever read his book, but I think it was something along those lines. So I hope you have enjoyed this video already so far and seeing how this painting comes to life. And I thought to wrap this video up here and split it into two parts. So it's a really good spot to finish right now, because so far I've been mostly working on the base and with bigger brushes, but in the second part I'm going to work on the details. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next part, because as I said, we're going to work on the details and you're also going to see the finished painting. So subscribe if you haven't already, and I can't wait to show you the finished painting. See you in the next one. Oh, and as a final thing, I do have an idea to make prints of this painting. So if that's something you would be interested in, Please let me know down in the comments and maybe we'll make it work. See ya!